welcome back to another episode of Power Recruit, everybody. My name is Corrin, and I am your Dungeon Master today. With me are 4 jaunty players. They are...
I'm Kayla, with Celestine Peace Child today.
Hey, I'm Ander, and I'm playing Wesley Eldridge.
I'm Ashlyn, and I'm playing Izzy Welkenmov.
And I'm David, and I'm playing Lord Usaker von Pride.
All right, let's get right into it. Last time on Power Word Crit, y'all split the party.
Again.
You decided to go 2 separate directions.
Very intentionally.
We haven't died yet doing it.
Not yet.
What harm could befall us in the peaceful and loving city of Berdusk?
I don't know, but you will find out. So, that being said, you guys split the party. Usaker and Wesley found a way into Lord Faradin's mansion. Wesley noticed a symbol all over the furniture, woodwork, and wallpaper. Basically everything you can think of. He couldn't figure out what it was, but knew it was some sort of abjuration symbol. Usaker noticed that one of the symbols was slightly different in one of the rooms. Using his technical skills and Wesley's dexterity, they were able to unlock what was an intricate keyhole to what appeared to be an empty space that used to hold a staircase. At the bottom of the circular chamber was a permanent teleportation circle. On the other side of Berdusk, Celestine and Izzy rushed their way to a Temple of Tempest located a couple miles outside of the city. Celestine met with Direhar Agatha Morton, who revealed that she had fought against the Cult of the Dragon some 50 years ago. She stated that one of the tactics of the cult before the new leader took over was to take dragon eggs, kill the baby dragons, and raise them from the dead as baby liches. These baby liches were scourges of the West Coast, and she was visibly upset that this could be happening again. The Direhar immediately rushed off to contact the War Lion, who is the main leader of this temple, and while this happened, Celestine wrote a few letters to family before another Hardhar said that someone was brought in and needed medical attention immediately. This person turned out to be Celestine's son, who was afflicted by the same neurotoxin that the orc Batula was trying to heal. Celestine successfully nullified the neurotoxin in her son, and after a tense moment, his companions revealed that they were on a mission to find someone named Urgosa von Pride. That being said, Celestine was a little confused because somebody had told her through a note a couple episodes ago that somebody was already at the temple who needed her attention, and yet there was nobody there when she arrived, only after. And that is where we start today's episode. So, we're actually going to start with Izzy. Celestine was rushed off by another Hardhar.
Okay, bye!
And what do you do?
So, I'm alone in this room?
You are alone in this office, yes.
All right, so I don't want to interrupt whatever emergency seems to be going on that Celestine is taking part of. So Izzy is going to use this time to start practicing the things that Batula taught her. So she's going to breathe in, hold for a moment, let it all out, and see if she can summon this echo.
Okay. I want to make you roll for something. Yes.
Roll plus weird.
Yeah, roll plus weird, please.
If she critically fails, does she become a duck?
Yes.
Either
If you
that
critically
or,
fail, you will become a duck, Izzy.
Oh,
so
no.
roll,
She could pass out. This could be a constitution test. Did you hyperventilate and pass out?
Do you have any...
I'm holding my breath too long, even though I
know what?
don't need to
I
breathe.
think that it's obviously a constitution check.
yeah, let's do a constitution check.
Concentration, yeah. That's what constitution is.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes
Concentration check.
So that's just a check, not a saving throw. Got it.
Correct.
21.
Woo!
Okay. So as you're holding your breath, you're trying to remember what Batula said. Do you remember what she said to release this echo?
She, out of character, no. But
She told you to basically think of all the emotions that you're feeling and push out.
that's right. I just remembered the pushing out part.
This definitely sounds like a constitution check.
Yep.
Which is really
Aw.
funny because Izzy doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah.
She doesn't need oxygen.
So,
Okay. So yeah, I need to take all the emotions that I'm feeling. So at this point, I am feeling a little nervous, a little relieved to finally be in Berdusk, and a little anxious about being able to wield this new ability. And so I'm going to take all those emotions and, in my mind, imagine them merging into a ball of light, and then imagine it bursting out of my, like the front of my head, and see if that does anything.
so as you're thinking of this ball of light and it coming out of your forehead, you suddenly feel a wave of calm come over you. And all of that tension and uncertainty and everything that you were thinking about feels like a tension headache, and then all of a sudden releases, and you open your eyes, and there is your Echo right before you.
Hi! Nice to meet you. Can you talk?
Yes?
Oh, that's exciting. So you're me, or I'm you, or something?
Yes?
So are you the same one who's been following me, or are they different? Do you know what's going on?
She cocks her head to the side. Yes?
Do you know what you are?
Yes.
Okay.
You.
Okay. You are me. But
Me.
I'm standing here and you're standing there.
Yes.
Okay.
Sad.
Why are you sad?
Sad. And the tears start to well up in her eyes again.
Oh, no, don't be sad. Don't be sad.
At this point, she disappears again.
Dang
She
it.
disappears.
So I'm just gonna keep practicing summoning and see if it's the same echo every time.
Okay.
That was exactly what I was wondering.
Yes.
Just gonna start testing it out, and there are gonna be times where I'm going to be like trying to do funny gestures and see if she mirrors them or not,
Mm-hmm.
and just play around with it and kind of learn what the extent of the abilities are.
Okay, roll one more Constitution check / concentration.
5.
So you manage to do it a couple more times, and you have about like a 25% success rate of what you're trying to do at this moment. It's new, and you said you do funny movements and stuff.
Yeah, like I'm waving my arms and I'm making funny faces like I would in a mirror.
She mirrors it pretty well, and before every time she disappears, you're not entirely sure if it's the same one or not yet at this moment. But every time that she's about to disappear, she says, sad, and then disappears.
That's very concerning.
From the hallway, you do hear some loud yelling of where Celestine was coming from. You hear Celestine's voice. Not necessarily loud, but very...
I hear her mom voice.
You hear her mom voice, which you can hear miles away.
I am
In real
going
life.
I am going to leave my endeavors of trying to figure out this echo stuff and go and find Celestine.
Easy to do. You step into the room and there's a dwarf talking, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention who our target was. It's Urgosa von Pride."
Hey Celestine, what's up? What'd I miss?
Urgosa? Von Pride.
Yep.
I'm looking at Izzy.
Related to Usarker von Pride?
I think we need to find Usarker and find out more about this Urgosa.
You know the Von Prides?
We know one
I
von
know-
Pride.
A Von Pride.
We tried getting into their mansion and we failed miserably.
Well, maybe
Sounds-
that was your first problem, trying to break into someone's mansion.
Well, we
Seems
knocked
really
first.
Oh, no.
Nobody answered, and then we tried a more direct approach, and that also failed. Also,
no.
Izzy, you see a boy sitting on a cot next to everybody, and He looks fairly similar to Celestine. Like, they could be related, or it could just be a coincidence. You don't know.
How old does this boy look?
18 or 19.
Okay. So, Celestine, what was all the yelling I heard about? We'll get back to the Urbosa Von Pride thing.
So what?
Later,
Are we
but-
going to tell everybody our mission now?
Oh, no, she didn't.
The
That's
elf.
Talia?
That's Talia, yeah.
Talia. Okay, making sure.
The elf says, Talia, let's go find some food. But no, let's go find some food.
Oh.
Let's let Abram take care of all this, okay? Ha! Fine!
Celestine hasn't even gotten scary yet. The habit hasn't come off.
They leave the room, and the other Hardhar, who has been there the whole time, is also slowly inching away from Celestine.
Celestine, you make quite an impression.
He's like, oh, yeah, this here, I point to the person on the bed, is my youngest child, Court.
Oh, I wondered.
Apparently, he and his friends, I kind of look at Abram and continue.
He nods.
So apparently, Court and his friends took on a quest to find a Urgosa Von Pride, who has gone missing from Baldur's Gate. And Lord Faradin's name came up. They were traveling to this small little town just south of Berdusk, and Court was stung by something. A few hours later, he fell over, started convulsing, was unconscious, and they brought him to here, the nearest. Why did they bring him here?
They brought him here because they knew that his mother was a follower of Tempest, and they knew that her chapter house was outside of Berdusk.
Okay.
And it was the closest chapter house.
I think Cord maybe said, like, hey, take me here because there's a chapter or something like
Okay.
that.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so he fell over. They rushed him over here as quickly as they could. And apparently we beat them here somehow, even though I have the note saying that they were going to be here.
A note? Abram steps up. We didn't send a note.
I pull it out and I show it to him. Does the handwriting look familiar at all?
He looks at it. It looks like writing. I don't recognize this. However, Quivil might. Is it all right if I take this to Quivil to have him inspect it?
Yes. If you have any information, please, let's find out what happened.
Thank you. And you also notice that he's been trying to like get himself out of this.
He's been
He's been finding an excuse to leave.
Yeah, this is his excuse to leave because apparently this no longer applies to him. Any of this conversation. He's like, I will give this to Quivil and find out anything. And then he excuses himself. Quickly!
Oh no.
So, Court, I'm glad you're not dead.
Well, I think he's still unconscious.
Oh, never mind.
Based on the orc that Batula healed, he was still unconscious hours after she gave him the antidote, so he's probably gonna be out for a while.
Izzy wasn't there for that, so she didn't remember that.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
the
true.
orc never came to the party that night.
Yeah.
So he was...
And then we didn't see him in the morning.
Mm-mm.
I don't
He
know
also
how
wasn't
long.
in the medical tent, so somebody obviously moved him, but you never saw him.
Right.
At the party
so I
at
don't
all.
even know of this orc's existence.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I heard about it from Celestine, but...
Right.
Sorry, I thought he was twitching his eyes, so I thought he was awake maybe, but hopefully he gets better.
He looks like he's doing a lot better, so he should. I am going to give instructions for how to make the antidote to a priest that I find outside of the room because everyone has left the room.
You do find an acolyte
Oh, good.
walking around. Yes, Hardhar, how may I help you?
I'm going to write down the recipe for the acolyte and hand it to them and say to give it to the priest in charge of healing Court.
Right away, Hardhar, and they run off.
Okay. One more piece of information I think I want to get from the adventurers before we go find the rest of our party is why. So they were just supposed to go look for Urgosa. Do they have any reasoning of why they were supposed to, and do they know who hired them?
They know who hired them. However, we're going to cut at this moment to go to these guys. while I figure out a name for that person.
Okay, cool. So off in search of Abram and Quibble and Talia.
Perfect.
This is gonna be a lovely conversation.
I'm gonna join you.
Please do. Okay. I need backup.
All right. So we're going to shift ourselves back into Berdusk proper. We are back with the dudes. They are currently holding some candles into a dark stairway, former stairway. There's a teleportation circle at the bottom of this stairway, and the rest of the house is covered in arcane symbols. What are you guys doing?
Whoa, Starker, thanks for that save there. I almost tumbled into this empty, no longer staircase.
Well, it's not exactly empty, but yes.
Yeah.
Just a reminder for what this place actually looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You guys entered into an entryway, and at the middle of the house, as you guys walked to the end of the entryway, there was the circular stairway, which at that point was a wall, and then there was a hallway that went around it, kind of like a target. So the stairway is the middle of the target, then there's a hallway on the outside, which is like the first ring of a target. The rooms themselves are also ring-like around this staircase. So there is a staircase in the middle, hallway leading all around it, a first set of rooms around that, which is the second ring, and then there were more rooms around that as well. So it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4 ringed target with some very interesting decor and architecture. It's a very, very strange entryway, very strange everything.
So, do we have a light? Remind me, Ander.
Yes, Wesley grabbed a candlestick and lit that with his fiery breath.
So, holding the candlestick, can we see across the way of this stairway?
Yes, you can. So the stairway itself is about 25 feet across, and Wesley did notice some markings, like there were stairs there. You know, when you walk on stairs, they creak and they can cause some damage to the wall. You do see stair-step damage on the wall.
So this is more of a stairwell that the stairs have been like cut off or removed.
Correct.
There's a transportation circle in the middle of the, in the bottom of this floor. So maybe it just got vooped and taken elsewhere.
The other thing too is that the floor. So you are on the first floor. Remember, the teleportation circle is a whole floor below you.
Oh wow.
I'm not an expert in magic. I'm suspicious that this teleportation array may have been a renovation rather than an unexpected arrival. They may have removed the stairway in favor of an extravagant teleportation.
That's actually a really interesting idea.
And
Definitely
grotesquely expensive.
Of course.
A massive waste of funding, usually. Still, shall we find a priceless artifact and chuck it down at the array to see if it works?
I mean, I was going to go ahead and just jump, but that's probably a better idea. Look around the dining room, I think is where we were. Or no, it was a...
You were in the formal dining room.
Formal dining room.
Yep.
Gotta grab one of the plates off the table, because this was... you said that it was set out already.
It was set out, yes.
And we're going to essentially frisbee it at
the ground.
at the teleportation circle.
All right, just for my amusement, go ahead and make an athletics check, just for my amusement, to see what happens with this thing.
Amusing it will be, because my athletics is a -1.
Oh.
From an 8 base, we're looking at a 7. I am trained to hit the ground, though. So
You are. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite frisbee. It just kind of goes bloop, and it rotates a couple of times and then hits the ground. I need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, goody.
Oh, what?
What happens?
Oh, no.
We'll find out.
You'll find out.
That's a natural 20.
Nice.
14.
14.
A natural 20 gives me a total of...
It's okay.
21.
Okay, perfect. That just barely scraped by. No, just kidding.
Guess I'm in trouble.
No, so you both...
Instant death.
So as Wesley tries to frisbee this, it doesn't quite rotate. It was a little heavier than you expected.
Probably due to my unfamiliarity with frisbees.
Yes, indeed. But you managed to hit the teleportation circle. Now, the teleportation circle does not glow, or it doesn't really do anything. However, when the sigil on this plate, which was right in the center of this plate, breaks, you hear a and a small fire inferno shows up. You guys manage to pull away quickly enough, and due to the room and the circularness of the room, you guys take no damage. You managed to get out of the way. However, if this would have been in an open area, it would have been a lot worse.
How far away was that blast from?
From the bottom?
Right.
It was
how
a
far
whole
up?
floor.
Yeah, so that's at least 10, 15 feet.
Probably 10.
Maybe
Basements are
20
small.
feet if you're looking at diagonals.
Right.
Yeah.
These people represent everything I detest about magic. If they booby-trapped a plate with an extravagant, extraordinarily expensive, and pointless trap like that, what do? Replace a maid every time a plate breaks?
It does teach them not to drop the plate.
I want to go look at some of the smaller utensils.
Okay.
This is madness. We need to leave this place and have it condemned by the city.
After we find hints of where he went.
You're not there.
It's true.
I'm going to pocket like a knife or something like that if it's got,
You're going to pocket a knife?
yeah,
Okay.
if it's got a symbol on it.
Throwing knife,
There is a
fireball.
tiny little symbol on it, yeah.
Okay.
I think,
Dire
carrying
emergency.
50 throwing knives of fireball sounds like a really effective weapon, honestly.
Yeah. I do want to study the teleportation circle a little bit, see if we can get some more insights on that.
Okay. Do you want to stay there? Do you want to climb down? How exactly do you want to study it? Because you can see the outline of it from where you are, but it is a candlelight.
Here, while you're studying it, do you mind if I go and, what was the name of that guard? Tilly? What was her name?
Tilly.
Tilly, okay. I may go and speak to her and let her know that this place is we'll call it a health hazard.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you hear explosions, you'll probably know what happened.
Right. I'm going to leave while he's going examining it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and, lower myself down the door jamb.
Use
That's
rope.
Okay.
I
can
don't
get back
think
up.
I have rope on me necessarily. I wasn't
should.
expecting to.
Yeah, check your equipment. If you have an adventurer's pack or something, you should have it.
He must not be that sort of sorcerer.
You could not.
I mean, I do have 50 feet of rope. I just I don't know if it makes sense to be carrying that around with me.
Maybe you threw it away days ago.
I've got it. So
Okay.
Sure.
Eric,
sure,
you can
I'll-
do it with or without. I'm fine with either.
There are
I think
curtains.
he's impulsive and is just going to not.
Okay.
Oh no.
This fits more with his character, and so he's going to try and ease himself down to the floor from the door.
Okay. As you are lowering yourself to the bottom, I want you to make a really quick Arcana check.
Mm-hmm. Really quick. Shouldn't be hasty, I guess. 6.
Okay. You drop down to the floor. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, good.
Oh, are you going somewhere now?
Either that or his knife explodes.
That would be unfortunate.
How about an 8?
Bye, Wesley.
I mean, I'm okay if I get a new character. I'm an old hand
No,
at this.
That would be... You'd start developing a reputation on our show.
That's okay.
Every 8 to 10 episodes, you roll a new character.
What episode are we on? This is what?
18.
Oh
So
boy, I'm due.
it's been 9 episodes.
Has it really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because Kurt died in episode 8.
You're
Yeah.
due. This,
We-
this
we-
is
we
the,
spent- we
this
spent
is
a
the
couple
death
episodes-
knell of another character.
And Wesley was introduced in episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching the expressions of the DM. And
Do
they're-
it, Corrin.
they're-
Do your
You
worst.
guys can't see it, but it is wonderful. Am I happy that I left, the area before he did this? Is this going to be like a combined explosive? The house is just going to go up behind me. I'm like, this
Evidence.
house needs to be condemned. Boom! The entire
Condemned.
stockpile just goes off.
That would be really funny.
So Wesley,
Yes, Corrin.
you hop down on the teleportation circle. You're fine for a couple seconds. And then you realize your pocket is beginning to burn.
like pat it and like, oh.
Yeah,
I try
the
and-
one with the utensil that you took?
Yeah, that probably wasn't the smartest idea.
You take 62 points of damage
Holy cow!
as it explodes.
How many hit points do you have again?
17.
Yep.
3 times his maximum.
That is by every
There's
kind
not-
of rules that I have ever read.
Dead.
That's auto death, right?
Usarker, you literally just stepped outside of the front door and you hear another boom.
I look back at the mansion,
Smoke.
and is Tilly out here?
Tilly is out there. She is currently yelling at an older lady.
Tilly, here.
You! Get back! This is not your house! You're not supposed to be here! Oh, hello, Usarker.
Guardswoman Tilly, we need you right now. This house is a menace. Come with me.
Okay! Stay there, woman! And
Don't touch
Tilly shuts,
anything, I
she
tell him.
grabs the gates and she closes
No,
them.
don't do that. Don't touch anything.
Okay! What's
Now,
wrong?
Everything in here is booby-trapped.
Oh,
It's
no!
a death sentence. This place is awful. Now, I just heard an explosion, so I'm concerned about my good friend, Wesley.
Oh no, let's go find him! Hopefully nothing terrible has happened to him.
Well, he's pretty cautious. I'm sure he didn't do anything reckless. All right, going back to the stairwell.
You see a body at the bottom of the stairwell, charred beyond reason.
Wesley's ghost, you cannot see him, but he looks up at you, Sark, and is like, well, I told you. I got, oops. And
You
then fades
also-
out into the ether.
You know,
Yeah, the teleportation circle looks unaffected. However, there is some warped and liquid metal on his burnt chest.
Those
Guardswoman
symptoms don't
Tilly,
This is horrendous.
would you...
Oh my goodness, I did not sign up for this.
Would
Oh, wait, yes,
you
I did.
be Yes, you did. Would you be willing to go to whoever is in charge of cordoning off houses and declaring them awful?
I could find someone. Let me go talk to my superiors.
Thank you.
Anything else? This is horrendous.
Yes.
I'm really grossed out right
please,
now.
Please go.
I'm
Please-
about to
please
puke.
Go. Please go.
Okay, bye. And she runs out.
Just looking down there, there's nothing left, I assume. Like, just
No,
There's a body.
a body.
how much of a body?
That's a good
You
question.
should see like 62 points of damage.
Like
That's a
3
lot.
times his health total.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's enough heat to crack stone.
So I will say his bones are intact. His skin is completely charred. Because to melt bones is actually kind of difficult. You see liquid metal on his chest that's slowly starting to cool down.
If nothing else, we have to have
The
a body to
teleportation
get to the
circle's
family.
fine. If you wait a few minutes, you might be able to pull him out.
For, comparison, a large cart has 27 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes. It's all right, though.
Anyways,
Because you just want to go down there and get a vial of, like, ashes instead of having to take the body out, don't you?
It's still a little warm down there. If you wait a few minutes, I should say, a little more than a few moments, you could probably take out a portion of him.
Oh, no.
No. Does Baldur's Gate have police procedure? I know that that's a stretch to think that they do, but
The city guard would probably have.
the Flaming Fist would.
Well, not. Are you saying Baldur's Gate or are you
Baldur's
saying
Gate, the city guard of Baldur's Gate is the
Yeah,
Flaming
it would be
Fist.
Flaming Fist. But Berdusk would be.
Right. No, I'm asking if Baldur's Gate does, because that's what I'm familiar with.
Yes, they would. The city guard here is probably akin to the Flaming Fist.
I'm not going to leave it. I'm not going to take it right now. I'm going to leave it. I am going to walk out to the front door. I am going to sit on the steps. I have my large war scythe just kind of, laid across my lap, daring anyone to be stupid enough to try and, come in or something that's going to kill themselves. So I might as well scare them off. And I'm going to wait for Tilly to do whatever she, can do to get, information, or sorry, not information, to get this house, condemned, essentially. I mean, we need to get word to the magistrate that this thing is a menace to society.
You do see, as you're waiting for Tilly, you do see that woman she was yelling at is standing at the gate and she's waving at you. Hello! Hi! Hi, who are you?
Please go away.
I just want to know what happened here. Can you help me? Can you help me out? I just want to know.
Corrin, you this should totally be one of the knitting circle people.
Oh,
What does she look like?
She looks to be in her 60s. She's got some gray hair, and she has some knitting utensils in her hand.
Aw, there goes our in with knitting circle.
Here is your in with the knitting circle.
That is true.
What? Usarka
Hello.
can take it up.
What's your name? My name is Mina.
Miss, I do not have the time nor the demeanor to deal with rubbernecking right now. This is a crime scene.
Oh no, is Lord Faradin dead?
We can only hope.
Oh no! I should probably go tell.
Everybody on this.
Actually, this seems a little intense. I'm just gonna go. And she hobbles off.
I look back to see if, the smoke of charred Wesley has started rising through the roof or something, to
Nice.
mark her change in behavior.
He's where he's supposed to be.
News isn't gonna spread itself.
Yeah, well,
After about 10 minutes, more city guard arrives. Tilly is holding a bag. She looks a little queasy. And the Captain Ryduriel hops up the steps and says, "What's going on here?"
I'm sitting on them. I'm just brow knit, rubbing my temple. This house is a death trap. Potentially every piece of furniture, every kitchen plate is been rigged with some sort of magical explosions.
Really? He looks
I
past
look
you.
at Tilly.
Yeah, it's true. He looks past and he goes, "What in the world? These symbols were not here the last time I was here."
Wait, really? What happened?
What? Okay, back up. And he starts pulling you away. Where's your companion?
Currently, I believe his vaporized corpse is at the bottom of a former stairwell.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, it
Oh
appears
my
to be a
Lathander.
death trap.
We need backup. He pulls out a tiny stone and squeezes it, and it starts glowing. And you hear, "Hello? Yes, we need an arcanist here. Please send help." "Roger, what's your location?" And he goes on to say where you guys are, and I need to jump. Izzy and Celestine.
Blissfully unaware of
Very-
what
Very blissfully.
tragic horrors have befallen upon our party members.
Oh no.
Celestine, it's such a
Oh,
beautiful day. You're gonna chase after those people.
Yes, yes,
Ask
I
them
am.
questions.
Are you gonna come visit me?
I don't know where. Oh, I do know where you're at.
I
Never
know
mind.
exactly where I am.
I have to
Well,
go
not
ask questions
exactly,
first. So Celestine is going to go find Abram, Quibble,
Talia.
and Talia. Hey listeners, this is Kayla. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Katie, who is the talented artist who made all of the character art for our website. You can find her handle on our Twitter account or on our website, powerwordcrit.com. Thanks also to our beta listeners for their support and feedback as our group navigates their first D&D podcast. If you want us to give you a shout out, just tweet about the show using the hashtag PowerWordCrit, and we'll include you in the next episode. Thanks, and back to the show.
All right. You guys are walking down the hallway, and Izzy, you feel a coldness come over you. And you look to the left, and you realize that yourself is standing next to you, and this happened spontaneously.
Oh.
And she's looking off to the side, and she looks at you and she says, "Help."
What do you need help with? What's going on?
So she's pointing into a room that you can't see, and she says, "Help," again.
Celestine? Are you far ahead of me? Do you...
Have you told us about your echo?
Not yet.
Oh, so
You can see this.
this is interesting. Okay. Izzy, is this the thing you wanted to, talk to us about?
Yes, apparently I can summon these things called echoes, and this is her. I
It
gesture.
looks like just like you.
Yes.
Hi. Help.
Let's go into that room.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna open the door.
So you open up the door, and it's leading into like a main worship hall. Not necessarily for the public, but more towards the Hardhars and the Acolytes. Just like a personal chamber. And standing in the middle of chamber is Wesley.
Wesley, what are you doing here? Wesley?
Around Wesley's neck, you see glowing bands around his wrists and ankles. And you notice that the air around him is warped.
Wesley, is that you? What are you doing here?
Well, funny story about that. Sarker can probably tell you. Short story. I'm not going to be
astral projecting?
No, I'm dead.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, so my big whole quest thing to go get the Fang of Agmar Kree, that was my quest, and it may have dire consequences for my town, but that was on me. It's not you guys, and if you want to carry that out and find the Fang, that's great, and I'll be eternally grateful, but that responsibility was mine.
Do you need me to let your family know? And anyone else?
Yes, that would be... And I think Wesley, he realizes, like, oh yeah, like that's very kind of you, Izzy. I did send them a letter, though, professing my love for all of them and hopes for them, and saying that I was doing well, and I only ask that you send an accompanying letter describing what happened, and not you don't need to go to the lengths that you've done for your friend Kurt. But you all have been great companions, and I'll miss you.
Izzy starts crying, and she's like, we may not have known each other very long, Wesley, but I felt like we could have been really great friends.
Izzy, I think we are great friends.
Aww.
And then he fades out.
And as you guys, both of you do see him. As he fades out, you see that the ring around his neck and around his wrists, it looks like they open, fall to the ground, and then he disappears into the ether.
Well, I guess we'll never know what that was.
I think that it means his binding is done. His task, his quest.
As a reminder to the listeners, in the very first time that we saw Wesley, like, there were 3 golden rings on the Fang of Agmar Kree in his vision, and those kind of like shot off into the distance, but also like grabbed onto him. So I assume that there's some connection to those.
Maybe it's gonna go find some other poor helpless soul who
Yeah.
needs to go recover the Fang. And maybe we'll come across that person on our adventures in the future.
Maybe.
Well, Celestine's going to take this moment to pray for his soul and pray that he makes it to his next life, to what I'm not sure exactly.
The afterlife?
The afterlife, yeah. Makes it to the afterlife of whatever god he worshipped. Going to, after this news, it sounds like we're going to need to go find Usarker, but before that, I want to talk to Talia.
Specifically.
Can do.
So Celestine is leaving to go after these other people, and Izzy's just like still kind of in shock that Wesley is gone. So she's probably just gonna sit in the middle of the chamber, let Celestine go do her thing, and process. Summon echoes.
So I just realized that Whiskers lost yet another.
Oh no! Wait! Where was Whiskers? Because he was on your person.
Whiskers is alive. Whiskers followed you, Usarker.
I assume that Whiskers was around.
So now I have the cat.
The cat is following you.
I mean...
probably at this point,
Yeah.
Whiskers walks out of the mansion or something.
Whiskers is unkillable.
Whiskers
Until
sees
you
a rat and disappears into the city. He's safe and alive.
I'll
Whiskers
find
is
it,
the
though.
only one who's going to survive this campaign, apparently.
The 3 of you have done very well.
All
Sorry
right,
to
so
derail it yet again.
Okay.
Izzy, you're sitting in the chapel processing. Celestine, you walk into a room. It looks kind of like a side chamber with a bunch of chairs, maybe like a waiting room for family members, things like that. Talia and Abram are passionately talking to each other in low whispers. Quibble, the elf, is looking at the sheet of paper, the small sheet of paper that you gave Abram, and there is an acolyte sitting there just to keep an eye on them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you come in on.
Okay. Do I hear what they're arguing about?
Make a perception check.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
So it's 12.
With a 12, you hear Talia and Abram arguing about, we need to go back where Court felt the thing. And Abram's like, that might be too dangerous. We can't do that. We don't know what that is. We don't even know if it's related to what we're looking for. But we need to go back. We need to help Court. And that's all you can really hear out of them, because at that point they see you and they stop.
Okay. Does Quibble recognize the handwriting?
Quibble looks up and says, "Oh, hello, Mrs. Peacechild. I am looking at this and it seems familiar, but I'm going to have to study this a little bit longer. I do think I've seen this handwriting before, but I don't remember where it is or who it belongs to."
Okay. Yes, please do that. I turn to... We'll go with Abram because he seems to be the most knowledgeable and willing to share information. And we'll ask him, I guess, show me on a map where Court felt that pinch. What else do I need to know? Who hired them? And exactly what were the details of the mission and what have they found out so far?
Quibble opens up a map of the Sword Coast, and he points somewhere on the map, and he says, this is where we are. We're at Berdusk, and we think, roughly speaking, where we were about 7 miles south. So following the river, we were just near this small town. We were 7 miles to the southeast, just off the path, and I think that's where we were at that point. The town is just a little bit a little more south than that. It's not on the path. It's near the river, and we need to. I think we need to go back. You said you know the Von Prides?
Yes.
Do you know Urgosa?
No, I've never heard of Urgosa. I need to go talk to my other party member.
Can you help us meet a Von Pride in Baldur's Gate?
I cannot guarantee that. I know nothing about the Von Pride family except for the one I am traveling with. I will need to talk to him.
Wait, you're traveling with a Von Pride?
Yes.
Can we meet him? Talia and
I was just
Abram.
waiting for Talia to say something.
Talia and Abram immediately pick up. You've known a Von Pride this whole time?
We're not even going to dignify that with an answer. I'm just going to concentrate on Quibble.
Quibble adjusts his glasses. It would be very important to our mission if we meet a Von Pride to learn what happened to Urgosa. He's been missing for, like we mentioned before, a little over a month.
I'm fine with this because that probably means I'll get more information from them because they'll be talking with Usarker.
The rumor around Baldur's Gate was that he was dead, but sometimes things just don't stay dead. And our employer, Kihana, it's Qihana, doesn't believe he's quite dead and wanted us to find out what he was up to before he died.
Okay. Well, we know approximately where he's at. How about it's afternoon, right?
Yeah.
I imagine before we head out anywhere, we're probably going to spend another night in town. That sound about right, guys?
Maybe?
Let's have them all... Oh, what's a good inn? The Imperfect Reindeer? Is that
That's an inn, yeah.
an inn? Okay, cool. Let's meet for dinner, around dinner time, at the Imperfect Reindeer.
We can do that. We can find our way there. Do you want us to bring Court when he awakes, or do you want to take him with you. He's your son. We don't want to intrude.
This is his adventuring party. He is a young man now. He can make his own decisions, although he's probably going to feel quite weak when he wakes up. I don't think he'll be in any condition to travel anytime soon, but that's just a guess.
Well, to make him feel better, and he adjusts his glasses again, he has been very quiet about things that he likes. He has that I can do it myself mentality, as you well know. What is something that would make him feel better? Like, does he have a favorite food, or does he like flowers? He refuses to tell us these things.
I'm gonna say my son's probably a pretty private person, given, and if he hasn't shared anything with them, then it's not my place to share it.
Okay, we'll go with some flowers and maybe some stew. Yeah, are we meeting tonight? What time?
Just after sunset.
We can do that, ma'am. And you notice that he's been consistently getting more and more nervous in your presence.
I'm not even doing anything, goodness.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't think they even know I have the war hammer on me.
You did tell Talia to back off.
I did. No, I was scary back then, that's true.
Is there anything you need from us?
Just information at dinner, that's all.
Okay. Will the Von Pride be there?
Yes.
Great.
If he's not, I don't care. Usarker's giving me, or David's looking at me.
I'm not
looks.
looking at you. I'm thinking, who am I? I am the Von Pride. Not a Von Pride. Not your Von Pride. The Von Pride. The vampire.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep. We'll meet you there. And he pulls up the note again. I'm gonna get back to this. And we'll see you later.
Okay. I turn to leave the room.
You look, and Abram is physically holding Talia back.
Oh, good.
She looks like she's ready to run over to you, but he's keeping her in check.
I'm impressed.
Switching back over to Berdusk, the house is taped off with fantasy caution tape. A coroner shows up, and the body is taken away. There is now quite a few people standing outside of this mansion because there was a body that was taken away, and there's a lot of rumors are starting to fly from what you can hear, Usarker. Mm-hmm. The guard has not let you go yet. Mm-hmm. It's about 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
I'm assuming that if the guard has not let me go, that I am answering questions or sitting and waiting to answer questions. And I will continue to do so, probably sit and think and write in my book while waiting for them to answer me questions until such time as I am free to do otherwise.
Right. Captain Ryduriel comes up and says, "Okay, I gotta take your statement. What were you doing in there?" Wait, I can answer that. Never mind. What do you think caused that?
I have no idea. However, every item in that home is marked with some sort of magical sigil, which seemed, at least in the case of the one we dropped, a plate, seemed to cause an explosion. I pity the cleaning staff.
Okay. Nobody touch the stuff. And suddenly,
I hope I told them that immediately. I'm going to say that. I told everybody, including
You did. But some people are eyeing the items to see what would happen.
The more you warn people against it, the more they want to.
It's like watching 3 movies about don't stand on the conveyor belt. Suddenly you want to stand on the conveyor belt.
Don't bring real life into this, Corrin.
I know, right?
All right, continue.
What was your companion's name again? Wesley. Right.
Eldridge.
Not Eldridge, but Eldridge.
Wesley Eldridge.
Okay.
From Greenest.
Great.
He was on a diplomatic mission for the governor of Greenest to the magistrate.
He's holding a notepad, and suddenly the notepad slowly drops. Oh no. Diplomats.
Well,
Where's the Arcanist? You have not been able to leave yet because the Arcanist has not arrived.
it's okay.
He asks you a few more questions, and his brow is starting to sweat a little bit more. He's looking more and more nervous. Eventually, you see a very lavish-looking human go up to the gate, coming down the street, comes up to the gate and says, "Let me in. It's my time to go. Move, move, move. Everyone move."
Oh, Usarker's favorite type of person.
This person is wearing extremely gaudy blue robes, very intricate.
Oh, please tell me they have gold stars embroidered
There's
on.
definitely gold stars all
Yes.
over the place.
Do they have long, flowing blonde hair?
They have long, flowing blonde hair with shades of brown. It looks like maybe got their hair
They have
did.
highlights.
Yeah, they got their hair did.
Do they have the initials GL for Gilderoy Lockhart?
Oh no.
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 Oh, no.
Okay, good.
I thought that's
Well-
where you were going.
Well, hold on. The answer is yes, there is GL. However, you do not know what the GL stands for.
Okay. Could be General Ledger.
Could also be Goldilocks.
Oh, there we go.
Gilded
he has
lunatic.
Golden locks. Okay.
Well, what are you waiting for? Let me in. And the city guard opens up the gates and lets this person through. All right, what do I need to look at? Are you anyone going to tell me? And the city guard's like, "Oh, yes, yes, yes." And they lead this person in. They take a look at you and go, they give you a once over, and you look like a noble. Are you noble?
I am, but not locally.
Huh. Right. Lead the way, sir. And he just walks right on in. And Captain Rydriel is like, "Gosh, I hate that guy.
He seems like a bit of a snot.
You're telling me. Wait here. He'll probably have some more questions." And literally not 2 minutes later, "Well, I really hope nobody touched anything, because these right here are some very intricate symbols that will explode if you take them off the property."
Apparently the teleportation circle counts as off the property.
Who knew?
I feel like that should still be on the property.
Who Okay. Who was involved in this? Find them for me, somebody. Come on.
Please tell me someone points to the stairwell.
Someone
Bonnie's
does
not
point
there
to the
anymore.
stairwell. He's like, "There's nothing here. Who is my contact? Hello? Let's go." And Captain Ryduriel is just has his hands in his hair. He's like, "Gosh, I think that's you, sir. Good luck."
Ah,
He's over here. He's over here.
I stretch. I get up.
Ah. Noble, right.
Ah, magical snot, right. Shall we get off on a better foot, perhaps? I am Lord Usarker von Pride, and you are?
My name is Greg Lancer, but you can just call me Greg.
Greg.
Yeah.
Short
So,
for Gregory, I presume.
just Greg.
Just Greg.
You call me
Old
Gregory,
Greg.
we're gonna have problems. Is that understood?
Of course, Gregory. Now, what did you want to ask me?
He stares at you.
Are you here to conduct a crime scene investigation and determine how dangerous this house is, or are you here to pick fights?
Stares a little bit longer, and you see the corner of his mouth kind of upticks a little bit into a smile. Come with me.
I'm perfectly content right here, actually.
Actually, I'm gonna need you to come with me. Please?
Not unless you have
Aw,
some
he said
authority to do so. I
please.
look over at Rydell.
Captain Rydell goes, You should go.
I should go or I must go.
You should go.
Can I roll insight on this guy?
Sure.
Because he seems like the type of guy to take you into a back alley and teleport you to the moon.
Yeah. Go for it.
That's very high. That is a 23.
You think that he just wants to pull you in to ask questions in the room where it happened?
He wants you to point.
Want basically just to, conduct a more thorough investigation. You also know that he really is just a snot.
Mhm.
That's pretty apparent.
All right. Do I know if there are Picard or other people in that room? I really don't want to be alone with him.
You can request one.
I'm going to look at Captain Rydell.
Mm-hmm. Ryduriel.
Ryduriel?
Ryduriel, yeah.
Ryduriel. And say, yes, if I'm going to be going back into that house, could I have an escort or the like?
Oh, what's the matter? Are you scared?
I'm going to look at Tilly, who's been my friend up till now.
Oh, is the little noble scared?
That's right, Gregory. Terrified of you.
You may bring whoever you want.
Do I get a guard?
You do get a guard. You
Excellent.
can request Tilly if you want.
If she's on hand.
She's looking very uncomfortable. Yeah, yeah, sure, okay. And, he leads you in. He says, okay, tell me what happened. Tell me what you guys found, and maybe I can help you figure out what's going on beyond these symbols that are apparently supposed to explode when these items are removed. However, I have been here before. These were not here before. I wonder if they were under some sort of illusion. Maybe I should check all the noble houses the next time I go in.
Perhaps you should check their hiring retinues. Were they hiring an undue number of servants because of exploding cutlery?
Well, from what I can tell, when they are inside the house, they do not explode. But I don't really know what triggered all of these symbols to appear. Like I said, they weren't here when last time I checked. I don't know. I've heard Lord Faradin is another scandal with him, so I don't know, maybe he put it on here before he disappeared.
As a matter of curiosity, how much would this cost to install, and how long would it take?
Quite a few thousand gold, I would assume, just guesstimating. Probably took years. And many, many mages.
I thought so. Well, if you'll make your way over here, I'm going to lead him over to the teleporter.
That's a teleportation circle. Do you know where it goes?
Not the faintest. So far, it goes to death.
This used to be a stairway. This house is weird. Faradin was just such a weird guy. Slightly paranoid about everything, so I guess this makes sense for him.
You did say, or it has been rumored at least, that Faraday was accused of smuggling magical items, so it could be that he had a reason to be paranoid, engaged in illegal activities of a very, very valuable sort.
Makes sense. All right, let's do some checking out. And he starts casting something.
I'm gonna step away so that if he goes exploding, I'm not gonna be in radius.
I've already done this. You're not going to die, at least when I'm here. It looks like he's pulling taffy out of his hands, and he swirls it around, and it bursts into that room, that stairway room. Okay, well, the teleportation circle's magical. It looks like, from what I can tell, there's no other magic upstairs. He is missing his whole upstairs, though. And he glanced down. Looks like the basement's gone, too. A little weird that this is the only area that's still here. And, I mean, it looks like you can't even get to the other two wings of this house. That's weird, too. This guy was a weirdo. That being said, yes, this is a teleportation circle. It does have... What is teleportation?
It's a conjuration effect. Yes.
Has some conjuration in here. What I think happened to your comrade? Friend? Okay, fine, whatever. You don't have to answer. It looks like they picked something from the house, jumped down, and exploded. Not a good way to go.
Usarker doesn't say anything, but he's mentally disagreeing on whether or not that's a good way to go.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
Do you have any
He seems
other
extremely
questions for me?
insincere. I do. Where do you think this goes? Why were you here? What does Lord Faradin have to do with you?
Why I'm here is a matter of public record. Perhaps you should ask the guard. Any other questions?
Listen, you don't know who I am. That's
Not
fine.
The foggiest.
I'm one of the high arcanists in this town, and this whole thing that you have stumbled into is quite an issue for this town.
Almost an embarrassment to your profession, I would say. Right?
Oh no, this is not an embarrassment to my profession. This is a masterpiece. However, it is a problematic situation for the rest of the town, because if this thing goes up, I don't know how it would happen, but if somebody tried to say move the wallpaper out of here, we're going to have some bombs going off in the middle of town.
Right, which I would assume means that this entire construction and magical undertaking is illegal, and as an
not at all. Just
arcanist
expensive.
associated with the town probably means that it shouldn't have been done.
Oh no, this is wonderful.
The city permits this kind of carnage.
Well, when they want it to. When they want it to happen, it's permitted. That being said, I think you're going to find the answer when you figure out how to do this teleportation circle. By the way, it's not finished. There's a little piece that's missing. If you can find that little piece, it'll take you wherever you need to go.
Well, what would that little piece be, and where would it go?
He points down to on the edge of the teleportation circle, and it looks like there's about a 5-inch metal piece missing that would connect the whole circle together. It's still radiating magic, but it will not take you where you need to go. Also, if you jump down there without utensils or whatever, your comrade, again, my apologies and my whatever. I'm trying to be sincere. It's not going to happen.
Then you should just stop trying and stick to what you're good at.
Same as you, sir. So, find that piece. You'll get to where you need to go.
Wouldn't that fall under your job?
No, I was just here to identify. That being said, Ryduriel, I'm done. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Have a good day, Mr. Noble. And he just saunters on out.
Have a long life, Gregory.
You as well.
Can we break into the wings?
Do you really want to try? If the wallpaper can cause a city problem, it's a WMD. I don't want to think of what throwing a rock at the glass would do. He's just lucky that no one ever threw a rock at his house earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, everyone so far has said these were not here before, so...
Or that they were illusioned invisible. Because
Yeah.
it ought
Or
to
inactive.
it ought to take years, as he also said, to pull
Right.
this off.
He also said that it would take years. It wasn't here before. It could have been illusioned, and he's not sure what activated it, because these have to have activation for them
Right.
to show up. So, that being said,
I'm going to leave the death trap and go and see if Ryduriel needs me for anything else.
no, we should be good. Stay in town. We might have some more questions, but I don't think so. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Well, if I have to go anywhere, just check with the magistrate, and I'm sure that they will be able to tell you.
Will do.
In the meantime, I'm staying at... Oh, what was the name of that inn?
The Effervescent Flute.
The Effervescent Flute.
Right. We will contact you if needed. You may go.
Thank you very much.
However, I would recommend going in the back, because the front is... And you look over and there's people literally trying to climb over to figure out what's going on in this place. Follow Tilly, she'll lead you out.
Thank you.
Mina has done her job well.
So, that night, we'll skip a little bit. You guys meet up again at the Effervescent Flute. Sans one member of your party.
I am sitting in a darkened corner of the Effervescent Flute. I have a bottle of their finest wine, and I have a glass.
Oh, this is going to be unfortunate.
And I'm deep into my cups,
You're
drinking
deep
it while
Wait.
staring at an open book and periodically writing something melodramatically
Doesn't deep
in
into
it.
your cups mean that you're drunk?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
just wanted to make sure. Oh no, okay.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Celestine, Izzy, you step in, see Usurker in his usual darkened corner, drinking something with a reddish hue in his cup.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to get him to the imperfect reindeer.
Oh yeah, I didn't
You could
even
just
think
carry
about that.
him.
When
You're strong
was this
enough.
meeting supposed to take place again?
In the imperfect reindeer.
When?
Oh, when? Now. Basically nowish. Usarker, we have a lead on our investigation with Lord Faradin. Our contacts are in the imperfect reindeer.
Wesley is dead.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Oh, news travels fast.
We saw
He
his
told us.
ghost in the chapter house?
Do you have a habit of communing with the recently dead, Isidore?
This is the first time I've communed with the dead.
True. She didn't with Kurt.
She didn't with Kurt? I can't remember.
Wesley
No,
did with
Wesley
Kurt.
did.
That's right.
It's passing.
So I'm going to tell them the details of what happened.
Okay.
Here. There's plenty in this bottle.
I take a swig.
Did you know it was my idea to bring him to Berdusk as a diplomatic envoy?
I'm pretty sure he was going to come along no matter what we did. He was looking for the Fang of Agmar Creed.
Well, either that or he was going to run off into the wilderness after the Fang.
Yes.
Still,
He was so young.
he was. I hate wizards. I hate...
I don't think he was a wizard. I think he was a sorcerer.
Wesley? No, I like Wesley. He's fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the madmen who booby-trapped an entire house.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
told
there's
you guys
that.
about all of that.
That's right.
Yeah,
I already
that seemed a little
forgot.
extreme.
So, why are you all still standing?
Because we need to... there's a few people who claim to know... probably someone related to you. They're trying to find what happened to Urgosa von Pride.
He's dead, as well.
Well,
So
they were hired to find him because there's a Kihana believes that he's still alive.
Have I ever heard of a Kiana?
Make a history check.
18. I'm really rolling well tonight.
You are. So you have heard the name passed around a few times. You know that they have a connection to the Flaming Fist,
Ooh.
but anything beyond that, it was because you were part of the Flaming Fist at one point, right?
For a very brief stint, yes.
Yeah. Kihana came after you in the Flaming Fist, so you've heard the name.
Are they a noble person? Are they... How have I heard about them?
You've heard them in passing, you've seen their name in the newspaper, but you've never met them, and beyond just knowing the name, you're not entirely sure what their job is in the Flaming Fist.
Okay. Associated with the Flaming Fist, I think, if I remember the newspaper clippings. I don't know much about this Kihana person, honestly.
Okay. They asked if they could ask you a few questions.
I'm drunk. I'm depressed. Are they anywhere here?
How far away is the imperfect reindeer? I may just give a young, I'm trying to think, a street boy, a copper to go pass the message on to come over here.
That might be best. I would say it's about a 20-minute walk.
Okay, yes, we're paying a copper to a young boy to go to the imperfect reindeer to send the message to that party.
Is there a reason why this is of desperate need, whatever they're doing, searching for a dead man, that it has to disturb me right now?
My son was poisoned.
Of course.
Yep.
And
He's
in
alive.
looking for Urgosa von Pride?
Yep. And they heard rumor that he was connected with Lord Faradin, who we are looking for.
That would make sense. Lord Faradin is a smuggler, and my uncle engaged in a side hobby of smuggling minor artifacts and curiosities. Well, there we go. That's the connection.
So it may help us in our current quest if we trade information with them.
Sure, they can talk with a drunk, and I can share all the details they want about how dead he is.
So also, would this be a bear for Usarker? I've been focused on doing on the tasks I've got, which is get them to Usarker, find out more information. Is this something that would make more sense to say, oh, well, we're gonna tell the kids to come back later, and we're gonna mourn and talk about Wesley?
I mean, he would prefer it, but at the same time, I think that he would prefer it, but given that it's involving this cult stuff, and given that it's involving your son, he is kind of re-gearing into business mode, which is we don't wait on things. We don't need to.
Okay.
You know, we are in a hurry and lives are at stake.
Okay, so we can give him a short amount of time to talk, and then
Yeah.
we can
I think,
shush him out the door.
you know, Von Pride is going to, you know, stop drinking and, you know, do whatever he can think of to, you know, just slowly sober up in the 40 minutes it takes to, you know, get them here.
Celestine, you pay a young boy to send a message. It costs 3 copper.
Okay.
You can try to negotiate it with him.
If you can't pay the copper, I can pay the copper.
I'm just curious if I can do it. No.
Persuasion?
Persuasion?
Can I help her?
Sure, why not?
Putting my puppy dog face on?
Sure.
Okay. That would be a 11.
You managed to negotiate down to 2 copper.
Hey, I'll take it.
Congratulations on
copper
depriving
count.
a young urchin of his livelihood.
I feel like he was. Yeah,
I mean, my pockets are jingling. I have lots of copper.
that's true.
He runs off.
I have
40
no
minutes later, Court opens up the door. He looks exhausted. And he's dragging his heels a little bit. And behind him are his party. He sees you. Celestine is curious why you're there. His
Did
party
they-
gestures over to your table and he goes, "Oh, well then."
They forgot to tell him.
They forgot to tell him.
or they
Oh,
just
no.
purposely didn't tell him.
Mhm.
You know, that's also a possibility.
Well
Your
then.
mother is here.
Oh, well then. Hi, Mom. And then that's where we'll end our session.
What a
Nice.
great way for a family to reunite after almost dying
Yep.
and
being-
other actual
Oh my
character deaths.
goodness. And being-
Hey everyone, Ashlyn here. Thank you for listening to this episode of Power Word Crit. Stay tuned for more adventure on powerwordcrit.com or your favorite podcast streaming site. As we end the episode, please enjoy this PS.
If he dies, we send his body home with the mail.
It'll be terrible and sad.
Yeah, you know what? You completed half of your mission before you died.
Good thing we sent off that letter.
And you made it to
Hey,
the
family and friends,
magistrate.
I'm fine. A day later, not even a day later. Close up.
After a moment, you hear, "Hello?
Oh no.
We need an archivist here. Please send somebody quick." "Roger, where's your location?" And they give the locations and stuff. And
Why do we need a librarian?
arcanist, sorry, not archivist.
We
So-
need someone to document the dead body.
I mean,
Yes.
that's probably true too.